Believe it or not, guys, today is snowing, so this is the April Fool that we got here in New York from Mother Nature. Like, if you think this is spring, psych, there's still winter coming. Right, Anya? Right? Right? Yeah. Hello, Wanderlust of the world. Welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to have you today with me. Previously, we have been talking about saving for the sake of the budget, picking the right destination according to our type of trip, and today we're going to talk about the importance of doing the research to those destinations that we actually want to visit. So let's grab a cup of coffee and let's talk. So, research. Very important, the research. What is important? First thing that you need to do research is those destinations that you're going to do. Like I said, depending on the type of traveling that you're going to do or the trip that you're going to do. Sorry for that, that's my cat Anya. She's the director today. But back to the topic. Depending on the type of research, the type of trip that you're going to do is the type of destination that you're going to pick. Let's say that you're set for for a certain destination. It's time to do research. When is the best time to travel? And that's depend on you. I did the research for Paris. Paris was the biggest dream of my life, and I did the research because I want to enjoy Paris without all this multitude of people walking around and smuggling and crushing me and being on the way of me or enjoying Paris. So I did the research. The best time to travel, and I'm going to say this, the best time to travel to those destinations is during the low season. These are the destinations where you don't have a lot of people in the way, and you actually can enjoy each bit of the tourist spot and local spots more freely and more freely. We go to Paris during the low season, and I can tell you by experience, I was able to get to the Tour Eiffel without doing a line. I get up and down quickly. I get to walk around the Tour Eiffel without asking a lot of pardon-moi, excuse-moi. That was not part of my vocabulary. We have a lot of freedom there. I'd even enjoy a cup of coffee in the Tour Eiffel. But let's be honest, the longest line that I did was for the Place de Versailles, and it was not even an hour. I think I did from 15 to 25 minutes of a line, but it was because we arrived early and the Place de Versailles was not open yet. So l'ouverture de Place de Versailles was a little bit later. But there was a big of a line. There was people from everywhere in that line. That was a multicultural line. But that was the longest that I did, like 15 to 25 minutes, and that's normal. We do that in Universal and Disney every time. So mostly in Disney. So that was not a problem, at least not for me. And we get able to enjoy, to talk, and hear those different cultures. So that was another whole experience. When you do the research when to travel, and you downside this when to travel to 3 months, a range of 3 months, I recommend you start doing research on playing with those days. Like, sometimes the first week of the month is the expensive, and sometimes is the cheapest, the cheap one. Sometimes it's the third week, sometimes the second one, sometimes it's the last one. So it's very important that you play with these weeks so you know when to travel. Normally the search engines gave you, when you're looking by week, they gave you the lowest price for this week is this one. So it's easier for you to pick. Another thing is, and this is something that I will always recommend and put a stamp on it, don't pick your going day on a weekend day, and don't put your returning day on a weekend day. Normally when you put it on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, those prices go up. Why? Because a lot of people are trying to travel in during those days. That is a way to control the demand. This is the offer, this is a high demand, so we have to bring up those prices so we can fill the offer without going out so quickly and get the majority of profit as possible. So when you're traveling, don't try to pick weekends unless you're doing it for a special occasion and that day is in a weekend day. Try to pick that like your ongoing day. That is the day that you're leaving. But pick a day of the week to be the returning day. That's going to balance those prices and going to be easier. Another thing that you're going to do research is your hotel. Where are you going to stay? Normally you're going to do this through a search engine like Expedia, Hotel, Hotwire, Travelocity, those old lines there, those very mentioning very well renowned search engines. And when you're doing this, they normally you tend to combine the hotel with the flight. Very important that you do research on those hotels. Not necessarily the one with the lower tag price is the one that gives you the most value. I have been able to stay in hotels that they're not necessarily the lowest tag price, but when I see the hotel that I'm staying, I'm taking advantage because I know how expensive that hotel can be if I don't take advantage of that offer of that bundle. I have stayed in hotels. My first trip was to California. That hotel, what I paid for a night is what I pay for my whole stay is what a person paid for one night in that hotel. So we actually have a very, very good saving bundle there. And there are some hotels that is the same. When you look at them separately, they tend to be way more expensive than when you're combining with the trip, with the airfare or air ticket. Do the research of where you're going to stay. Try to have in mind where you're expecting to get from a hotel in this destination. Like our upcoming destination, I'm trying to have like a spa vibe, like a very relaxed vibe, and that is what I'm doing with a very thematic hotel that is dedicated to the spa, but in a very Mexican way. So you're going to see it, and that is not the cheapest hotel that is there in the offer, but it's not expensive neither. It's in between, and I'm okay with it. It's an international trip as well, and I want to enjoy as much as possible. Another thing is when you're picking a hotel, find this hotel in this search engine. Try to go to other search engines. Try to go to Google. Try to see different reviews from different people from different places, so you get a more accurate view and opinion about this hotel, so when you get there you don't get surprised. You'll know in advance what you're going to be expecting. After you research the hotel, research what you're going to eat. That is very important. What we're going to eat. You're going to a place that you're not going to go every day. Probably you're not going back there again. So if you're going there, what I recommend is try to exploit the authenticity of the food in those places. Those are foods that you're not going to find back at home. Try to go for this type of food. Another thing is when you're doing the research, if you have somebody in your companion list that have allergies to certain type of food, it's very, very, very wise to do the research. Do the research so that when you are accommodating this person, you can have the experience of the authentic food, but you can accommodate this person because just in case this person can have this authentic food, he or she have options of what to eat. So do research. Sometimes it's not even just the food, it's sometimes this place in specific have a vibe, an atmosphere that is so well recommended that you need to go. Another thing that I recommend doing research is the weather. Like I said, you're probably going to be traveling in the low season, and sometimes you have to endure a little bit of coldness, a little bit of rain, some other places sometimes a little bit of snow. In my case of Paris, we have to endure a little bit of cold. We're coming from Buffalo, so we were already accustomed to that, and we have to endure a little bit of rain. By doing the research, I was able to pack an umbrella on my suitcase. Even when I bring a raincoat, I pack an umbrella just in case my companion doesn't bring enough coverage for the rain. I have an umbrella that can cover them. And those normally tend to impact the transport or the way that you're going to move around this destination. Another thing that I recommend is when you're doing the research of the weather, try to have in mind who is going with you, so you let those people know in advance because you are the mastermind of the trip. So everybody that's going with you are going to look at you. Hey, where are we going? When? What we're going to do? How I have to pack? What I bring with me? What I don't bring with me? And it's very important that you let them know beforehand so they can do the preparations and enjoy the trip more. Do the research about, and I know this is not the good part of any destination, but every destination have it. As long as I have been traveling, every destination have those people. There are scammers everywhere. They're going to take advantage, and who is more easier to take advantage than the tourist that doesn't know what is going on with the locals. So try to do the research and try to have your eyes open. There are some locations that recommend that you try to blend as much as possible with the people. That way you're not going to be a target to people like pickpocketing, taking your cell phone or stuff like that, or the bracelet, or the Visa scamming trick, or the ring trick, or there's so many tricks out there. But normally if you blend very well with the locals, you don't tend to be an easy target for those scammers because they're going to know, like, no, this is a local, they kind of know what's going on here. Especially when you go to big cities, and not everybody know everybody, so it's very important. There are some other countries that try to warn you to stay out of certain sectors or sections of these countries. Like if you are a tourist, try to stay nearby this location, and you're going to avoid getting in any big problem like getting snatched by the cartels or stuff like that, getting involved in something very big. And that way you don't get scared and you get to enjoy your day out there. So it's very important that we do a research about all those topics. I know it's not the most exciting part of our trip, but we need to do it in regards of our safety and our companion's safety. We own that to the people that's traveling with us to those places. We own their safety. Like it or not, yes, their safety is on your shoulder when you invite people to travel with you. Sometimes it's just dressing and do research if you're going to places that are very different in the cultural. Try to do research about the dressing. Sometimes not dressing properly can be an insult to those people in this country, or you're not going to get the most friendly vibe or the most warming, charming, and local vibe of those places. When I travel to Europe, I try to dress as much as possible, very simple, like not so many jeans or anything like that, not shorts. I definitely don't bring shorts with me to Europe. My outfit is, I will tell you, is on 98% dresses, or and the other percent is the skirts and my pajamas. But that's it, because this is what normal people in those places dress like. There are some other places that they don't use a lot of makeup. Have that in mind. And when you do this research, doing this research is going to buffer a lot of surprises, is going to buffer a lot of misconceptions, and is going to give you a more realistic experience and a realistic view before you get there, so you don't get neither scared, neither disappointed, and neither surprised. So having those things in mind going on forward, is those are key for every trip. Those research terms that I gave you, those research keys that I gave you, are key facts for every trip. And when you do that, you are making a trip happen in the best way possible. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it's not easy. It takes time. It's not easy. You have to read a lot. And if you don't have the patience to do that research, to read all those stuff, I'm here. So let me know. I will more than happy to help you with that trip. I can help you with the research, and I can send you a summary about what is going on in those areas, and I can show you the different offers going on there, and I can actually let you know, or I can actually let you know, hey, this is going there, this is going to travel, and all that. I can do the research engine, and I can send you a summary of what you need to be doing. This is part of me trying to making the world be accessible at your hands. This is all for today. Like I say, if you're planning that trip and you don't have the time to do the research, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you do that research and get you to that location as soon as possible and in the safest way as possible. Once again, New Yorkers residents, the vaccination passport is coming to us starting tomorrow going onward. The people that only can get it is those that already received the 2 vaccine doses from Moderna and Pfizer, and is already 14 days after the second shot. So if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share the content with your peers. You don't know who wants to travel, who needs that help making that trip happen. And remember, this channel is cat approved. Even when none of my cats appear today in TV, in here in the front, they're there in the back, and they're approving everything that I'm saying. But actually they have been research topics as well. So I will see you guys in our next